Hello and welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne, and of course Emo there, who's watching the television, my AI, who likes to dance to AY robot. Sometimes he's a little bit faulty. Anyway, what's on today's show? We've got loads. In fact, we've got so much I'll be honest, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pack it into an hour. This may overrun a little bit, but well, we'll go with it and see how we get on. As you probably heard, the Crash cover tape is now fully released and out there, and it's probably being posted as we speak. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure there may be one or two copies that you'll be able to get from the Crash Live event in Kenilworth, not too far away, to which big plans I'm making for that. Hope to see you all there. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic event with too many talks, to be fair. Everybody's got to talk, so if there's a coding hero or someone who developed a game that you'd really like to meet, that's the place to go to listen to what they've got to say on stage. The whole day is going to be a fantastic day, and believe me, I'm going to do my level best to make it a show that's worth going to every time, a must go to every year. I'm bringing lots of systems and lots of new stuff as too. We'll have Lee Chop Stevens by my stand, premiering the Retro Robbins in Micro Blitz game. You'll get to play on that. You'll also get to play on one or two of the rival systems, including, I hope, the Ti99 4A, the MTX maybe, or even the Commodore. Yeah, we're going to take a Commodore to a Spectrum event. Call me a villain, call me a fiend, just call me Retro Robbins. That's what I'm there for in the scene. So what is coming on today's show? Well, obviously we're going through the Crash smashes of each issue of Crash, and this time round we're up to number 28. More on that in a minute, of course. Big thank you to Lee Chop Stevens, and of course everybody behind the scene, including Matthew Lowe for the AY music provided there, Richard the Hitman Hollins, who's helped me with the cover tape, and everybody who has provided for the cover tape. It's much appreciated. That's it. Let's have a look at this Crash cover then, shall we? Well, there we go. Big star-lit picture of Samantha Fox there on the screen, and that was the Crash cover for May 1986, where Crash, it would have cost you an epic £1. But believe me, this magazine was quite thick, full of pages, plenty of content in there, and plenty for you to read. Not only did you have the reviews and news, and of course the playing tips, which was the particular section that I was interested in the most, because usually they helped you hack the actual loader. Yeah, the cover's really quite nice. There's lots of ships on it, lots of action going on there, but we're going to have a look through one or two of the pages before we move on to the actual total of 4 Crash smashes in this particular magazine, and one that deserves an honourable mention. The honourable mention is, I did tell you before that one or two games got a Crash smash awarded to them, and they only scored an overall rating of 89%, particularly in one or two of the earlier magazines that was the case. Well, there's one that got 89% in here, and all the ratings are as high or even higher than one or two of those that were awarded a Crash smash, but it wasn't given a Crash smash. The game in particular was called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. It would have cost you £7.95 in English pounds, or in dollars would have been $10.30. So it wasn't exactly a cheap game either. It's not exactly a budget game. The author was Fatman and Dobbins. Dobbins? Yeah, well, that's a nickname they call me down the club for some unknown reason. And the producer was Global. So the use of computer was 86%, graphics was 88%, playability was 87%, getting started was 88%, addictive quality is 90%, value for money for 90%, yeah, value for money 90%, and yet it was not exactly a budget game. Its overall rating was 89%, but I digress as we move on to have a look at one or two other pages on this Crash cover. Starting with an ad there for Ocean. I do like that second page there. This is a dual page spread, I presume, of Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghosts and Goblins, not Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and Ghosts was the follow-up Capcom game. And we're going to just slowly breeze through this till we come to our first Crash smash. She's on the cover. She also gets the rating in the same magazine, but yeah, less said about that the better. I'm sure we've all played it and we've all cheated on it. And there it is. Our first game is going to be StarStrike. So all we got to do now is convert the old picture over and start loading the game. just jumped ahead to have a look at the loading screen, which on the first one was really quite nicely done, but on the second one, I say the first one was called 3D StarStrike. Obviously it was a bit of a Mickey take show, well not Mickey take, it was a way of doing a Star Wars game without using the name Star Wars, you know, from the arcade machine. And it actually, to me, is a better game than Star Wars. That, to me, is a fantastic looking loading screen. But don't worry, yes, the colour bars, they do disappear, but the game is still loading. I know it's a bit worrying because there's no real indicator other than the bar, which is like a temperature gauge, which tells you how far you've got left to go while the game's still loading. How long's left basically to load. That is action packed, and believe me, this game, is it an improvement on 3D StarStrike? Well, we're going to get this loaded up and I'm going to zip towards the end, and the good thing is I can show you this starting as it starts because I'll have an indication of when it's finished loading. So yeah, real-time game software. I haven't told you the ratings yet, have I? Well then, the ratings are as follows. Real-time, price would have been £7.95, yet again, that would have been $10.30 in US money. And the authors, well, there was quite a few of them to be fair. Graham Bird, Ian Onions, come with a second name Cheese, that would have been funny, and Ian Oliver. Don't know if that's the villain Oliver, we know, I doubt it. Right, use of computer 94%, graphics 97%, playability 92%, getting started was 94%, addictive qualities were 94%. These are all very high ratings, including value for money 96%. Yeah, okay. It's £8. I suppose it was less than £9.95, which is by far not the most expensive game that is going to be on today's show, at £7.95, but then it's not exactly a budget game. Anyways, what you're really eager to hear, as the temperature bar goes up and this music starts to get annoying, is what was its overall rating? Well, its overall rating was a whopping, and I mean a whopping because I think anything over 93 to 94% is huge. 90%? I mean, wow. But does it live up to that 90% rating today? Well, I'm going to give it a play. I'm going to give it the old Retro Robbins treatment. That means I'm going to give it a marks out of 10. I'm not going via percentage. A marks out of 10 is a bit more of a precise mark, but percentage was good, but there's a bit of a grey area. I mean, just take a look at what I mentioned earlier with the fact that, you know, the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes got 89% but didn't get a crash smash, and yet there were games previous in this magazine that got 89% that was classed as a crash smash, and yet their other ratings was actually slightly lower than that one. So, yeah, two standards. Justice for the Attack of Killer Tomatoes. Either that or just downrate it to 80%, which is what I think the game is actually worth. Or 8 out of 10. Oopsie. Anyway, I digress. Let's get on with playing this game. Oh no, it crashed. We can fix that. We'll have to load it up again. Oh wow. There, yeah, we got all the options on, but I do love the opening sequence to this game. I mean, as you can see now, we've got the usual diagram sort of wireframe, but filled in with very good graphics in this case. But will it play or will it slow down? You can see we no longer we've got a more fuller looking laser cannon on the front there. I think that is a fabulous way to open, and you've got different ships there. Oh, I love this. I love this AY music in the background as well. Unfortunately, it's not the one I've did with the Crash cover tape release. The Christmas cover version is slightly different. In fact, it's slightly better, I dare I say it. But this is, I thought I'd use it because I haven't used it yet. Right, let's have a look at the options then, shall we? We got Kempston. Now, if I remember rightly, on the first one, to go up you have to pull backwards, and to go down you have to pull forwards. I actually hate that mechanic because it doesn't compute with my old little brain here. I like it when I push up to go up, I like it when I push down to go down, but yeah, well, it doesn't give you much chance to change your options, does it? Not really apart from that. E sound on, sound off. I don't know. So what do? You just press enter? Okay. Okay. It's been a while since I played this. I have played it before now. Oh, I see. We've got to choose. Magnificent. Oh, wow. Okay, we've just launched from the ship. We've got to choose. We don't want to go flying straight into the sun, do we? Well, we'll try that. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, it is down. It's down. We've got to shoot things as well. I'm not going to make it through here, am I? Ooh, my life. I've made it through that one. We meant to shoot each side, but it seems so sluggish. It's unreal. I shot that one. Shot that one. I think we meant to shoot the star. If we get through here, we get to get through somewhere else. Okay. Them targets are hitting us. I mean, you can barely just about make it in time. It's almost a completely different game, isn't it? Right, okay, so we've got to... Oh, I hate this object. Got to go down. Oh, you've got... He's over here. I've got maps to sort of guide me to where he is. But I'm not catching up with him very fast, am I? Should be here. Come on. Get in my screen so I can blow you up. Oh, I missed him. Oh, it's hard to keep him in the screen, man. I'm really doing bad. He's over there. Come on. He's okay. He's this way. Well, any minute now he's going to be towards me, so... I need to go up. I need to go up. I can see what I need to do. I need to bank up. Oh, he's there. Ah, right. He's down there. Come on. I have you now. Oh, no, I don't. Maybe I was getting carried away there. I'm really, really, really bad at this one. I'm not. No, down. If I can keep the green thing. Here we go. Have I hit one yet? Come on! Oh, come on. That was across him. Surely I got him. He's firing at me. Yes! Yes! I didn't think I was going to manage that. Okay, there's another one. Come on, there was lots there. Yes! Another one done. I mean, I've come off to a bad start, but now it's like shelling peas now, isn't it? God, I was never this bad at COD. Oh no, maybe I should take that back. Perhaps I was this bad at Call of Duty. Oh. That's why I used to be a dirty sniper. Well, I'm not sure I was a dirty sniper, but that's what everyone else called me because I used to hide, you know. Silence was the profile on. Oh, wow, come on! Damn it. How good is this? This tune's putting me off. Hang on, down there. Right, we're level, so we've got to be in target. Here we go. Oh, he's just took a dive, hasn't he? Come back here, I want to blow you up. There we go. Wow, it is playable, but I'm not very good at it. It's been a while since I played this, to be fair. There are a lot of elements to this game, to which I won't have time to fit them all in. So oh look, I need to game over. I kind of run out of everything. Yeah, well, I can see me getting into that. It's been a while since I played it. Well, it's been over 25 years. You know, it's been that long since I last had a go on that. I remember it being better than that, though, because I kind of got into it a little bit more. I do like the fact that now everything is no longer wireframe, but it's not the same as... To me, it's not the same as 3D StarStrike. I think 3D StarStrike, in my opinion, was the better game. But as a sequel, they did try to push the boundaries and they did try to improve it. So what would I say? Is it a crash mash? Oh, that is a real tough question. I'm going to say no. I would say it was probably at best 8.5 out of 10. Not quite a crash smash. I'd give it 98% in other words. Do you agree? As always, please make sure you leave your comments on the comments below. Ultimate, play the game. Usually they was churning out loads of isometric games at this particular point in time, but no, they came out with this kind of half a gem. It's interesting. I'll tell you for why. It would have cost you £9.95. Ashby computer graphics, obviously. That was in Ashby Della's use. There's your loading screen, and the game is a Cyberun. It's interesting. This has got a crash smash, and yet it's one of the most hardest, toughest, impossible type games you'll ever come across to play on the Spectrum. If you've got anywhere close to completing this, then you may have had to have used pokes and had plenty of time on your hands, because it'll take at least an hour to get round and complete this game. Ratings are 88% was the user computer, 91% was the graphics, playability 91%, getting started 88%, addictive qualities 92%, value for money 89%, overall rating then was 90%, and that's not up to the usual standard of Ultimate Play the Games type loading screens. It's a bare minimum to maybe a possible of 4 colours totally used, is that? Just so dull. It's a crystal and the rest of the screen is not used. Okay, it's a loading screen, but I like loading screens that shout out to you, explode, make you want to play the game. This, I'm thinking, what on earth? Yet the actual artwork on the cover tape was like some sort of spaceship with a big sail on it. Interesting. We'll get this game loaded because it does have a starting tune, if you know what I mean, a typical type of Ultimate starting tune. There we go. Very Ultimate in a beeper tune. And there you go, that's how it opens, and that you probably only need to hear once and you probably heard it enough. It's not bad actually as beeper goes. Right, we need to select the joystick. One player, of course. By selecting the joystick we just press, I think, is it down? Do we use the arrow keys or do we just use the, I forgot which keys to use. I think is it space and enter. One player, A, okay. I remembered how to do this before. I'm going to start the game, but it looks like I'm going to start the game on keyboard. Well, yeah, it's going to be A's to thrust, okay, well, and ZX, oh, it's one of these. And basically might as well just hold my, on the fire button. Anyway, you've got to fly around, you've got to assemble your ship. By collecting various bits. Once you've assembled your ship, then you've got to this craft here you have to, and I'm running out of fuel, look, I mean, I think I can hitch a ride on that. Yeah, I can hitch a ride on that. Oh, that's better. A bit more powerful on the older lasers. You need that, to be fair. Well, we've got two parts of this ship. We've got to collect a grappling type hook now in order to assemble the main ship. Which I think there's another part of the ship there. Yeah, okay. That's some missiles, isn't it? You just effectively follow the landscape around you and just avoid anything. That's fuel, isn't it? Yeah, that is fuel, I think. Is it fuel? I can't remember. Doesn't matter, I've run out of fuel anyways. As you can probably tell, I'm doing a bit of a Tez, my mate Tez there, as I've had to put a few cheats in this because to show you anything else with this game is impossible because it really is hard. Yeah, I've collected some missiles now. You just got to keep flying around assembling this ship, and eventually you've got to assemble another ship, and you have to get them in the right order. What that is, that gem? I don't think I can shoot it. And we need to drop down because we're surveying the land for other items that are required. We will come across them, but they just seem to be... I think the land sort of loops itself round, but there's a few things that change in it. Oh, we can go down to the lower caverns. You get deep down in this. It really is quite hard, but the graphics of the ship look fantastic. When you're thrusting, shall we say, when you're hitting the thrust key, when you're thrusting, sounded all wrong on every level. The flames sort of get bigger as it pushes you up and gives you some sort of, well, intriguing type of momentum situation. It isn't, it is kind of easy to get lost and lose your whereabouts. There's fuel, that's what I need. I didn't get a fat lot of fuel, but it doesn't matter because I've got the cheats in, so. Coming down here is quite deep, isn't it? See if I can actually get the I need to collect things in the right order in order to progress in this game, and as you can see, I'm just going down, deeper and down here. No reference at all to any status quo, is it? down, deeper and down. Right, I'm firing loads of missiles, but there's not a lot happening, but there are things dangerously happening on the screen. Oh, come on, fly up. And there, I think that is pretty much the crystal you see at the start of the loading screen. It's very similar, but it's on the side. Whether you meant to collect that or not, I don't know. Don't think you have to. I think it's just a case of collecting all the parts to your ship, and then mining the crystals afterwards, maybe. I'll follow this map round a little bit, but see if I can get back to getting some more parts of the ship. So what I'll do is I'll land here for now. I've just paused it. I think that's part of the big ship you have to assemble, but you can't pick those up until you've got some sort of device underneath you to pick them up with. And then even when you do get that device, that sort of thing underneath you, you've got to get them in the right order. This game is so... what I'm going to do actually, I think I'll load it without the cheating just to show you how incredibly hard this game is. Just getting to fly more than say 7 to 8 inches along the screen, you probably find you'll hit problems or even lose a life. If it was a little bit easier, I mean the actual map itself, you can carry on up forever. It seems massive. You go through some sort of barrier, and then you go through another barrier as you get higher and higher and higher, and then you just bounce off what I can see is probably your limit of the space. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and load that without the cheats. I've loaded the game without the cheats, and now I'm going to use Chemist and joystick. I realised by pressing 1 or 2 you can move these joystick things down to whatever you need to do, and then you can select 1 or 2 players. I've never actually played this as a 2-player game. That might be an interesting experience in itself, but we go up here and we find that, oh great, we get to collect the ship's first bit straight away. You can see the fuel is going down. It's so sluggish with the movement. And straight away, it's ridiculously hard. You don't have to refine the bits again, you just need to keep travelling up. I mean, I rarely make it to the top of the mountain without hitting it. I try my best to avoid them, but some of them actually home in on you, and when they start home, like that magnet sort of thing, it almost looks like a magnet. That's it, we've actually destroyed one, and now look, the sort of... You bounce off one as well. Your momentum makes you bounce off one and the other. And before you know it, you're out of ships. I mean, I'm not even going to make it to the top of the mountain at the moment. There we go, I've made it to the top. Made it to the top, and then I've got to make it back down. So you need to skim the surface in order to find pieces of the ship. And then, I mean, they can drop things on you. It's ridiculous, ridiculously hard, and I think I'm down to my last ship, am I? Possibly. Even the clouds, they look like clouds. You should be able to fly through clouds, shouldn't you, really? There, that's a piece of the main ship that I need to collect. And first of all, you need to assemble all the other pieces of the ship. Yeah, indeed, it is game over, and it's game over for this game because, trust me... Oh, shut up. Thank you. Trust me, I didn't like it. Why was that given a crash smash? No way. It's way too hard. It's graphically great, but the difficulty is ramped up to 11, and then added an extra amplifier, if you like, to make it even louder and harder. The sound effects itself in there is just such a... Your sound of your ship exploding, or you bumping into something, or firing, and it's a bit disappointing in the sound department. Personally, I don't think that's a crash smash, and I wouldn't have given it a crash smash back then. I would consider that, at best, a 7 out of 10. Right, the next game up on the hit list is one by Imagine. Would have cost you £7.95. As I said, that's the same equivalent in dollars, $10.30. Did I mention that the last game, that £9.95, Cyberun, would have cost you $12.89? Yeah, an expensive game. For such a hard game, I'd have been highly disappointed with that. I should have come across that. Yeah, okay, Molly and Drag, shall we say, software. I don't know about that, actually. Imagine. I'm not even going to go with the author's name. The game we're talking about now, though, is Ping Pong. This has got a bit touch of Joffa Smith music to it, but there are other people involved in coding this as well from the Imagine team. User computer 92%, graphics 82%, getting started 94%, addictive qualities, well, no addictive qualities with 91%, value for money 89%, overall rating was 90%. Yes, it had a whopping 90%. And takes the whole premise of, remember old tennis games used to be just a ball bouncing back, and yeah, this sort of makes it a 3D type game with a cheering audience as well, by, of course, involved Konami. Pretty much when anything's got the name Konami on, they have to hit a certain standard of game in order to release it, because they're not going to have rubbish associated with them, are they? This game, however, has a fantastic opening tune, to which we're going to get involved with that in a moment. We're all loaded, and as you can see, that is loading screen wise. It's okay, isn't it, that? I mean, it's a little bit better than that Cyberun loading screen, where they've actually used the screen and put a decent logo on. That's interesting, actually, because Cyberun was Ultimate, and we didn't see that wonderful Ultimate logo that they've got on the screen, where on this one, Imagine are proud to show their name off. They've got a nice opening sequence, this does. when you heard that as a beeper, yeah, it was kind of blown away because it sounded, there was almost like a bassy sound to it there. It's only a beeper. Remember, a beeper is just literally on off at different speeds. You can create different sounds by doing that. Oh, just outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And that's the way you open a game. I mean, you're listening to that for this small speaker underneath the Spectrum, and depending on what issue you've got, hopefully that's ended. So that was a bit loud. Good explosion, good explosion. Right, we'll press 1 because we can select whether we want any of these. We can even redefine our keys, which would probably be a good idea, but I do like to use the Kempston on this one. I've sort of figured out how to use the Kempston, which is handy when you're recording. Now, that opening tune was magnificent, no doubt about that. The gameplay itself is a little bit tricky. It is one that you will get better at if you play it a lot, but unfortunately I don't play it a lot. So I'm going to be happy if I can just score 1 point against a computer or even return a serve. To get a serve off, it's going to be quite difficult. Now remember, this game got 90% back in 1986 in the Crash magazine, so let's see. So far, you know, the first 2 games we've played, I haven't considered them to be Crash Smashes. Will this one hit the genre of a Crash Smash? Am I going to agree? The only way to do that is to play it. This is interesting because you can select your level, right? And because I didn't select my joystick, I didn't select my joystick. Let's get back to that point. Joystick selected. Right, you got your skill level 1, 2, or if you noticed, you can go like 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. Is that real? Or is it just a quirk? Is there a 1.5 skill level? If that is the case, that means there are 10 different skill levels. I'm going to go for skill level 1 because I'm definitely not. Oh, missed. See, if I get a 1 point, yeah, I know it was that. By pulling down on the joystick, you toss the ball, then you have to hit a direction. Yes, I've won a point. I've won a point. Get in there, you're having it now. Love the audience cheering in the background. Oh, missed. He threw a curveball in. Yeah, it does give an annoying sound when you get a high ball, shall we say. I did well there. I was getting into that. I was really enjoying that. That was a rally. That was an actual rally. Me versus the Spectrum. I actually got a rally under the way. I haven't figured out. I think it depends on how early you hit the ball or how late you hit the ball. Oh. I pressed the wrong way. That's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. This is hard though. Oh, you're serving now, are you? Why is it? Oh wow, come on here, that was good, man. If I hit it earlier. How many strikes is this? You should give it me for our persistence of... I'm getting nervous now. I'm really getting nervous. Oh no, I deserve to win that. Come on. Andre Agassi would never have been... Well, he's not a ping pong player, is he? You know? He's a tennis player, but if you know what I'm saying. Oh, come on. I hit that right on the line then. I hit that right on the line. Yes, 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 I got 2 points. Get in there. This is cool. I had to really make that. There's got to be a way of getting around this, isn't there? I wonder if Jeff from the Spectrum Show would have been any good on this. Oh, I went for the big shot. Getting the hang of it now. Getting the hang of it, but I'm getting absolutely slaughtered. It's my turn to serve. Bit of intense pace, come on. Bit of intensity. Oh, what a time to do that. Can we get one more point, eh? I think I just killed somebody in the audience. It was that far wide. I hope he had a safety helmet on. These rallies are long. But you just can't seem to get an edge on the computer, can you? Oh, I even knocked one in the net. That's ridiculous. This game's going to be a long game. I told you it's going to be a long show, didn't I? I didn't even serve right. Oh. I'm determined to take that guy out in the audience there. You know, that's right. He's just had to avoid dodgeball. Computer wins. Oh, whatever. You... well, you know, something in that game has got it all, hasn't it? I'm sure if you play more, you can get pretty good at that. But I've not been playing it that long. Shut up. I had to get rid of the beep music. We're going to do me head in. Is it still a crash smash? I totally agree. I think that's just as good a game as you can get on the Spectrum as a tennis ping pong conversion. It's not tennis, it's ping pong. What do you think? We start with this little gem of a game from, obviously, Gremlin Graphics. The Sheffield boys have been at it again. The Way of the Tiger. Now, I've got to be careful not to say The Way of the Exploding Fist. This game would have cost you $12.89 in US money. In other words, £9.95 in English. Gremlin Graphics, obviously, and the team will appear in a moment. Taking out the ratings on this one then. Use of computer 92%, graphics 94%, playability 94%, getting started 93%, addictive qualities also 93%, value for money, value for money 92%, really, get real. Overall rating then was 93%. This actually maybe I was a bit harsh on the value for money because it did come in a dual cassette case with 2 cassettes. Or did it? I think I remember it did, and the levels on that were on one, different games, side A, side B, exactly. Yeah, it was a multi-load game, and it is only really compatible with a 48 Spectrum. It does not work very well at all on 128K. Well, obviously with the 128K you get a 48K mode, and it's a multi-loader, so have the tape recorder at the ready. In this game you get a chance to play 1 or 2 different things as well. For instance, the little games inside the games you can practice. Let's go for the pole fighting, for instance. I'll see how well I can do that. Yep, there we go. It's loaded. Press any key, away we go. And your first bad guy, I mean, if we hold up, there are different moves you can use. You don't want to get too far, because this game really is quite graphically very good. I mean, the move and the playability leaves a little bit to be desired, because it's a little bit on the sluggish side. But he just jumped off, so yeah, we can... That's a duck, and I've just fell off. Anyway, look, we've seen that. Let's have a look at sword fighting. This one's a little bit different. These are like, I mean, the screen moves as well. This is strange. See how the owl has come across the screen? The screen moves up and down, which can be quite disconcerting. And that looks like a full ceremonial Japanese or Chinese, forgive me for getting it wrong, warrior. There you go. Now all of a sudden his feet's on the ground. Oh, facing the wrong way. Turn round. I haven't got a chance to turn round. I can't move. Fortunately, he's obliged, so if I just carry on hitting him like this, I should win this fight now. But there are things happening in this game which kind of amaze me. Like, yeah, you've got the owl that flies across the screen, but there are other things that happen in the background as well as the way the screen sort of moves on you. There you go. Somebody's pushing well, looks like a wheelbarrow, and then somebody's carrying you know, one of those I could say, what do you call them, in the background. I think that is just amazing amount of work's gone into this game graphically. Oh, he's come back. Yeah, it looks like a wheelbarrow, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a wheelbarrow. And then the owl flying across, and they're enough to distract you. But what really gets you a little bit is the fact that when they start hitting you, sometimes there's nothing you can do. You try and block or turn round. We've got two wheelbarrows now on different levels. And these are just the practice parts. I mean, the game itself, the sounds of the blows are okay, considering it just sounds like... there we go, I'm in trouble here. I'm in trouble there. Let's play the whole game itself. The full game. We've practiced everything we need to practice. Now all we need to do is move along, walk along as far as we can go until we've run into our first villain. And hopefully win my first fight. Now, if you look at the background, the objects are in the foreground, shall we say, move fast. The ones behind you move slower than you, and the ones behind that move slower than that. So the parallax scrolling, if you like, almost, gives that effect that... oh. Now in practice I'll beat him up with ease. Sometimes I don't get the hit detection. Like, I feel like I clearly hit him there and it just didn't land a blow. There we go, first victory out of the way. Oh, this guy's annoying. And he turns into that thing. I find that one move gets you, and then of course different moves do different types of damage. and for some unknown reason he just died on his own accord, whatever spirit that was, or villain. I believe I'll get a guy that looks like a cross between a rhinoceros and a human next, possibly. No, it's the same thing again. Maybe it didn't die, maybe it just reincarnated itself further on the screen. Some of these moves are just taken from out of where the exploding fist, like this particular move. Okay, you could say that's a normal karate move, a backwards reverse kick. Maybe I should have a word with Kung Fu Panda about this, you know, Brett from Babstar's Arcade, whose channel, by the way, is growing immensely. I'm kind of really happy for him on that. He's doing like 5 videos a day, mind. I'm only joking, Brett, you know I am. Now he's just going to change into that little dwarfy thing in a moment, or... That's got to be dead. That's got to be dead. Okay, moving on. There you go. There's a rhino go. Every time I hit him, he hits me. I find that just using the one kick with this particular character gets me through it quite well. The one that's most difficult to beat is the one that looks like myself. Looks like your character. I'll just back off from, just carry on backing off, and then hit him with a surprise blow. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Now the sprites have got lost in the background and everything here slightly, so it gets a little bit difficult to see sometimes. You've got to really have a keen eye on these type of games. Yeah, its hit detection's okay. I'd say it's a little bit hit and miss. In there. Oh, there you go. This is where things go horribly wrong for Retro Robbins. I do love this music of the deflector in the background. Now, I also find it confusing to see how much damage I'm taking. I mean, I presume that green shield is where I'm at, and I've got to get down. Got to get them down to where they're at. Oh, you see, that's where I think the hit detection is wrong, because I clearly hit him twice in the head, surely. There you go, I hit him that time, didn't I? And then. And again. And I think I'm about to die. There she's got one little pixel left. Yeah, I thought as much. Well, you're going in the wrong direction. Hey, look, I'm moonwalking like Michael Jackson, but just not as cool. Look at the graphics of the engine. I mean, there's been a lot of detail put into this game. Yeah, but I don't seem to be getting anywhere with this anyway, so I'm not dying, but I'm not exactly doing great. It seems to be taking too long to get through the game. But do I consider it a crash smash? Yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone. I definitely think it's a 9 out of 10, and that's the last. The Way of the Tiger. Not the Way of the Exploding Fist, but it is the Way of the Tiger. Graphically pleasing. Hit detection leaves a little bit to be desired. Ultimately though, some of the practice levels are more playable than the actual game. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Do you agree? Let's have a look at something a little bit more modern and new. starting with this. Oh. Well, it's beeper music, but not as we know it, Jim. This ain't AGD, this ain't MK1, and this ain't all the other things as well, but this is good old ASM, whatever that's supposed to mean. Haven't got a clue. Okay, I've already heard enough of that. Oh, that was annoying, but still. There's a bit of humour in this game. I kind of like that. Right, okay, we can have the usual Kempston or we can define the keys. This game I'm using in a 48k Spectrum mode. However, it will run in all modes. You are this strange looking character here. What that's all about, I have no idea. And what you've got to do, I truly have no idea as well. You can walk through. Oh, we can get in there, but I think, let's see if we can go upwards. We can. It looks like it's just a collect items game, isn't it, really? It's very quiet. There's no AY music in this. And you've only got time 7 lives. Oh, right, okay. You have to time the sword well. Why do I want to spear a rabbit? Okay. Lots of colour clash. That is, oh, you can't go through that wall unless you've got those items, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah, it does feel like an AGD developed advanced video. Oh, those are dangerous, are they? Nice for me to find that out. Well, I'm going down, but I don't seem to be going anywhere in particular of any interest. Oh, how was you supposed to know that was there? Okay, that did kind of work well. Now I presume this is back at the start where that, yeah it is, look, where it showed you to go down that way, but I ended up going upwards. Press down. Okay, whatever that means. Must be a save state of some sort. Is that something you can collect? No, it's something I'm trying to jump over. Or jump on. Okay, so we've got to collect some items, I presume. Oh, as soon as I killed, that's good, that's clever. As long as that stays alive. Oh no, it does flash, it does flash. I thought it was because I killed it, but no, it wasn't as clever as I thought. I'm losing loads of lives just walking through. That just ridiculously good timing you needed to get there. Haha, yeah, the last they look like dustbins all stacked on top of each other. Interesting. I presume. Down to 1 life. Well, we won't see too much of this game because I'm already kind of bored of it. Oh wow, that was good. There you go, game over. Very dull. Very dull. Didn't want to play it after about 3 screens in. There's some nice little bits of graphics in there, but to be honest with you, the opening music was interesting. That's a nice way of putting it. But the rest of the game I didn't find very interesting at all. What do you think? Metal Brain! I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to see that loading screen again, don't we? That loading screen, it's very wireframe. It's big bold gun by a robot. It's not a bad loading screen considering there's not a lot of colours there, but that's exactly what you want, to be fair. It's really quite good. This will be interesting. I like the loading screen. Not a lot to it. As you can see, I'm loading it via the fast load. I don't know whether this is going to have AY music in it or not. I guess we're going to find out in a moment because it shan't be too long before it's loaded. There we go, all loaded up, and there is no music on the title screen. However, there is music in the main game. Nice font size, kind of big. I'm liking the look of that sprite for the robot. That ghoul on the other side, or looks like some sort of gremlin almost, the bad style, on the opposite side, on the left hand side, as you see. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere else before. Anyway, I'm going to turn the AY music down here because as soon as I start this game does have AY in it, and I want you to hear all of the effects of the game. So I presume you've just come down in this landing craft. You cannot walk through trees. So, interesting mechanic, because it's one of these games that I feel that would be probably, yeah, it's a bit jerky movement wise. Can't get up there unless I presume you've got to jump over that way. Oh yeah. And then jump on what I consider to be possibly a lift. Oh well, it's going to be fairly hard to get over there. I've got no green keys and I've got none of them, and I can see one of each over that way. Ooh. I wonder if it's one of those creatures that takes around about 3,000 blows to get rid of it. And then when it goes, as soon as you go out the screen and come back, it comes back almost immediately. That really does annoy me. Watch that, okay? It's gone. Really, after hitting it that many times, I shouldn't have to see it again for the rest of the game. But no, it's back. I hate that. I really do. It's starting to bug me. I don't know why it's starting to bug me, but it is. And so is the mechanic of the jump here. Oh no, don't tell me that. I really wished I'd have redefined the keys because I cannot do this on joystick. Unless we're not meant to go that way. I'm presuming we can land on that one now. We can't go through that without getting first a green key. So you can pretty much, this is going to be so annoying. On a joystick I cannot do that. Let me go back to this and redefine the keys and use the actual keyboard control, because the joystick is not going to give me the sort of precision controlling I need for that sort of annoying mechanic. So instantly I've changed the keys and I'm able to get here straight away. So oh, really? That's going to be so annoying. That is so annoying. You work that hard to get there and you get one chance to come back to that and do it all over again. I mean, this is not easy to get on there. I mean, I made it look easy because I'm using a keyboard. And I felt like I landed on that. I felt like I really did land on that. Let's see if we can do that again. Yeah, I couldn't do that with the joystick. Oh, no. Oh, it's one of them games where you feel like you don't want to use save states, but you've got to just to be able to, just not even to survive. You're not dying. It's just annoying that you end up a bit broken, that is to me. But then maybe you've got to memorise where it stops before you jump. Oh, wow. Well, I'm determined to try and get on there, but it's going to take a while. And now I've just landed in the water because I'm starting to get a little bit angry and impatient with this game already, but we're giving it a go. Got it, got it. Thank heavens for that. Let's not bother with that anymore. I mean, you just literally do land on that with the tip of your toes. So you can't walk through the trees. To go in and around the tree, you've got to find your way round there. You can jump on that though. I'm wondering if I can click that blue thing. Obviously I can, but not with my gaming skills. Yes, got it. Okay, so we've got one of them everything now. Can't get up there. And obviously we've got to be forced to go around here. We've got a green key, so we should be able to get through that barrier. There's no point in me shooting you, mate. Oh, he disappeared anyway. That is ridiculous. Oh, wow. I'm not going to outrun that, so I've got to kill him. I'd be better just to strip him lose a life, wouldn't I? It'd be better to just lose a life. I've got two of those like wolf-like looking logos. Now we've seen how many blows it takes to kill that before now. Can't go through the tree, and yet I've just wasted my time destroying that dull creature. Okay, so I've got to land on the bottom one, have I? Okay, yeah. Oh, and if you miss, you lose a life. How on earth do you work out the timing for that? Let's have a look where he jumps out. Oh no, you've got to move as well. He just landed on the platform, but unless I'm pressing the direction of the platform, I'm not going to move with the platform. That is just annoying. This game is getting to be a little bit annoying. Well, not just a little bit, it's getting to be a lot annoying. Don't like it. Shame. It just needs to be a trifle easier, you know? You've got a jump mechanic like that. I mean, we're in our 50s for goodness sake. We're not teenagers anymore that can put up with this load of rubbish. Okay, we're on. See, I don't want to miss... I didn't want to miss that. But we made it, and oh wow, 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 wow. You know what? Because I'm going to have to use a save state here. Just in case that load of rubbish happens. But it's okay, because I prepared, here's one I prepared earlier. Where are we? Where did, I forgot where I put my save state. I did save it, so... we're back where we fell off. Oh, jump. Not a problem. I landed. I didn't need to do that because I didn't realise I landed on the platform. But yeah, here we go. Let's try again. Oh, I didn't even press jump then. Really? And again, let's give it a go again. This is what you've got to do, I'm afraid. There's no way that you're ever going to be able to make all these jumps first time. And that is just... oh, I hate it. I hate it already. It's way too frustrating. Way too frustrating. you can see how many times I'm doing this. It's beginning to get on my nerves. You're beginning to annoy me. Yes, that took some doing. And there's the spikes we can't avoid. Another monster. We've only got so many lives left, haven't we? We're down to 2, look. We're down to 2 lives. Game over. And what a fantastic ending sequence. And couldn't come at a better time, let me believe you this. Okay, some of the graphics are great. The sound in the background is okay, it's tolerable, but the actual game playability is way too difficult and annoying and frustrating without using saving snapshots. Imagine if you'd have loaded that on a tape back in 1986, you'd have been really annoyed. Because it was almost impossible play. Whether you get better at it, I mean, you know, I haven't got those sort of skills now. Controls better a lot on the keyboard than it does if you're actually using a gamepad or joystick. Certainly, you know, no chance with a joystick, even less chance with a gamepad. So you need the accuracy of the key presses. If you don't like using the keys, well, tough, because you're going to find it incredibly hard using the joystick. That game, to me, at best, is a 6 out of 10. Just a quick short video on this. I'm not going to give it a play. I found this game and I was like giving it a play, and I thought it had a bit of a cute factor about it. Yes, it's an isometric game, but that's where the cute factor is. He sticks his tongue out. It looks a little bit like me. Let's see if he does it again. He's not going to play ball now, is he? Where's his glasses? He's got a bald head, so it's pretty much similar. But it's an isometric game. Most of the sprites seem to just die as you enter some of these rooms. And then when you get further on into the game, Z80 attack. There isn't a lot. Well, you just know when there's new isometric games. They're not going to be anywhere near as good. I mean, I've got to get out and try and get around these as quick as I can. But, oh wow, dreadful game. Shame. It's almost broken at points, and I couldn't get any further than that. 3 out of 10. Well, as promised, I'm going to finish the show with a couple of games for the Ti99-A, the Texas Instruments home computer. And you can see that wonderful display. I do love the look of the Texas Instrument with the silver, and even the beige one looks pretty good, and a big slot for the old cartridges. However, the problem is with the Texas Instrument home computer, it's got the slowest basic that you'll ever get to see. Most basics run a hell of a lot quicker than this is, because simply it has to keep writing things to one chip and then transfer them to another chip before it reinterprets it and then transfers all over. Yeah, it's got a 16-bit processor with an 8-bit address bus. Almost missed a trick there back in 1979 or 1981. There you go, 1981. It came out before the Spectrum. And what a computer it is too. And some of the games on here are really quite good. It's a really underrated computer, is the Texas Instruments. But we're going to play 1 or 2 games on here and give it a re-review before we end the show. We're going to start by going to some of the homebrew. If I go to the final ROM, and I've adapted this D homebrew. And there's 2 games I really want to play, but the first one is going to be F-18, the kart demo. Why? Because not only is this a great game, but it's got great sound. So all I need to do now is kill the sound of that while I load this up. There's the loading screen, and that is looking pretty nice indeed. F-18 kart is a playable demo. There's only 2 levels complete, but however, I must admit it's a well impressive game. Listen to the sound on this one then.
Ready to start?
Very playable indeed. The scrolling is incredibly quick. If you hit the tyres you slow down. However, it doesn't really matter because the first level is really quite easy. What makes this game is the sound and the the voice.
Point. Round completed. Checkpoint.
I'm loving it, to be fair. It's amazing. Yes, I've got an upgraded display chip in mind just to help with...
Completed.
There's actually 2 courses in total.
Checkpoint.
The speed, it gives you a real immense scrolling of speed. The bottom of the screen is there to let you know where you are on the map. Not that you're ever going to get a chance to look at that because you're too busy watching the turns coming ahead.
Checkpoint.
And if you can finish in first in the first map, that's no problem, but you won't do it in the second map. It'll be great to see this as a completed game, but at the moment, to me, I think it's a fabulous game. This too will be on display for you to play the demo at Crash Live in November in Kenilworth. So if you haven't got a ticket, well, it's a bit late now, probably. I finished first. Go for the second round then. As you can see, it scrolls the map in lovely. Let's play. That first turn is quite hard. The best I've done, to be fair, is 4th place.
Round completed.
It's this first corner here that can be quite hard, and I've overshot it. Not overshot it, I've undershot it actually.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
I'm doing okay though.
Round completed.
Can I get better than 4th? Not if you keep...
Checkpoint.
There are skid sounds and all sorts when you actually come off the track. And I've lost all the momentum I had. And as you can see, I'm now lagging behind. And now it's all going horribly wrong. Oh well, you know.
Checkpoint.
Can we make up any... We're in 5th place.
Completed. Checkpoint.
Did that better this time round. Took me half the road again.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint.
I feel like my joystick's taking a pounding.
Last round. Checkpoint.
Oh, I've lost the... I keep coming off the road. I'm doing awful. I'm dreadful.
Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Course completed as number 4.
F18 kart then. A great game. Still in development for the Ti99. Let's have a look at the next game. Next game I want to play is L. Now, Road Hunter, another great game that's absolutely very playable and extremely addictive. Yeah, not only for that, but for the sound. I mean, listen to the sound itself. I meant to press fire with that. We need to collect fuel. It's not too bad because there are other levels to this. Yeah, once you collect a weapon. And actually if you need the fuel, oh, the fuel's gone. You can see the target we're trying to achieve. The goal is at the end of the screen. I've only got 4 cars left though, and now I've only got 2 cars left. But I'm still going to be able to achieve this. Game is very frantic. Oh, that nice bit of driving there. What do you reckon? Oh, need the fuel. Need that fuel, that's for sure. We're gonna make it. We're definitely gonna make it. Yes. Level complete. Here we go again. This time it gets a little bit harder. The track gets very narrow indeed, but I managed to pick up a weapon early. The only problem is with a weapon, if you're not careful, you can blow up your fuel. Oh, well, exhibit. I keep doing it. I keep blowing up my fuel. Dear me, didn't I do well? Evidently not. Yeah, that is an absolutely fantastic game that I played for the Ti99 4A. That is actually the full game. The first one is the playable demo, of course. Well, it's been a long show, I know, and I'm truly sorry. But now, if you can hear that tune in the background, then you know what's coming up. It's time to end the show. And I've just got to say a few thank yous. If you stuck with me for this long, don't forget to hit the like button. It kind of helps with the channel, helps me grow, brings you more interesting stuff and more interesting material. I'm hoping you like the selection of games on today's show. A lot of old for nostalgia, some new which wasn't the best, I'm sorry to say. Not always going to be the case though, to be fair. Some of the stuff that's been produced recently has been quite breathtaking for the Spectrum, and other systems are included as well. For instance, I've seen one or two things coming out that's quite good for the Commodore. I'm looking forward to reviewing and playing them when I get my Commodore up and running with the capture card on a regular basis. In the meantime, depending on when you watch this, hope you've all had a good time. I'll see you again soon. Have a nice working week or weekend. And if I don't make a show before Crash Live, I'll see you at Crash Live. Please come and say hello. I'm really quite approachable and quite friendly to talk to. I'll be quite busy too, so don't take it to heart if I have to run off in the middle of a conversation, because I'm probably going to be bouncing around the place trying to repair the occasional computer that goes down, or reloading a game, or helping people with any queries or any problems as well. Loads of talks, loads of guests, a whole lot to look forward to be quite honest. That's it, there is no more. It's me and Emo signing off, and the ginger cat who's trapped downstairs because I won't let him up. In the meantime, everybody, you take care. See you again soon. I need to get a cup of tea. Bye for now.
In our hearts, from Sinclair to Commodore, where do we start? 8-bit computing in the modern age, where vintage computers take center stage. It's the Retro Robbins Show, Retro Robbins Show. Plug in a joystick and let the good vibes grow. The Retro Robbins Show, go live, subscribe, stay in the know. We've got reviews and gaming vibes. We do upgrades and repairs, all of it live. So come to the channel and just drop in. Take off your hat, let the show begin. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. It's the Retro Robbins Show, Retro Robbins Show. Plug into your computer, let the good vibes grow. The Retro Robbins Show, go live, subscribe, stay in the know. Oh yeah, take it away. Oh yeah, take it away.